Wide Ruins, Arizona. Wide Ruins is a chapter of the Navajo Nation in the census-designated place CDP in Apache County, Arizona, United States. The population was 176 at the 2010 census. Geography. Wide Ruins is located at 35.41,959 minus 109.49,408. According to the United States Census Bureau, the CDP has a total area of 1.0 km2 all land. Jilhal and NAAZINII standing house. Jilhal and NAAZINII standing house. Jilhal, or Jilhal, whose name is not easily translated but refers to an war club, was an early 18th century singer, warrior, and runner. As suggested in oral history and archaeology, he arrived at the Ganado Wide Ruins area and traveled extensively. He lived among the Rio Grande Pueblo peoples and migrated with many of them to the refuge of Dainta at the start of the Spanish invasion and occupation of present-day Arizona and New Mexico. Jilhal is believed to have brought many cultural, architectural, and agricultural influences to the greater Ganado Wide Ruins region. Research suggests that Jilhal contributed to the construction of fortifications to the north and south, notably in the hills east of Wide Ruins, 15 miles to the southeast of Ganado. Archaeologist David M. Brugg offers that Jilhal might have been a local headman of the mid-1770s, possibly a refugee from Owatobi, considering his clan Trchii ejective NII and his move to Black Mountain, a refuge of tobacco Trchii ejective NII people from Owatobi. Oral history research suggests that he inhabited Wide Ruins, meaning the ancestral Pueblo site, and a few miles north up Wide Ruins Wash, at the citadel of NAAZINII standing house, if not contributed to its construction with the help of the Dalgai Navajo fortified Pueblito that archaeologists date at 1720-1805 NLC, site SMLC UPL, Bannister, and others 1966-8, Navajo Nation 1967, 263, 271, 285, Gilpin 1996. Thus, Jilhal is believed to have traveled between here north to Canyon de Chelly regularly. Oral history tells of a Jilhal who carried gigantic arrows and had enormous feet. The sight of his footprints struck terror in his enemies. Some say he was a hunter who could run down deer. Others say he knew various healing and war ceremonies. Some say he was of the Red Streak into Wata Trchii ejective NII clan and later moved to Black Mountain. His fame is embedded in oral history known to many Navajo families. Some of his attributes may reflect late pre-Columbian iconography. Big feet, for example, a common petroglyph motif. These pre-Columbian associations of Jilhal, together with the idea that Wide Ruins was some kind of boundary place between Hopi and Zuni zones, makes one wonder if the north-south travel corridor through Wide Ruins to Canyon de Chelly could have been allayed everyone's land as conceptualized by LeBlanc 1999-70, 333 between settlement clusters much older. NAAZINII Fortress. According to oral history, NAAZINII was built as a fortress with slits in the walls for shooting arrows at enemies. People lived around the site and on top of the hill. The fortress was used as a citadel and refuge when enemies were detected in the area. Some elders lived south of the site, including one named Dalgai, who helped build the fortifications with Jilhal. 4 stones deep were used, apparently meaning wall thickness. A passage underneath existed, where one would crawl in and upward. This was the means of entry. It has since collapsed. The defensive strategy was employed against Utes and White Mountain Apaches. There was a goat corral in the rocks or rincon below the fortress. The architecture provided good shield. Modern in technology, it provided that those inside would not be a casualty by arrow shot. Hoggenshomes were constructed around the citadel for peacetime use. NAAZINI Spring, located further up the canyon, was used as a water resource for the citadel. Oral legends suggest that a coyote had dug it out. At one point in the citadel's history, an ancient massacre occurred at NAAZINI. It is said that bones fragments were scattered around about the location, as well as leather, bridles, and other items. Scholars postulate that NAAZINI was positioned off circuitous routes from Zuni Pueblo to Hopi Mesa Pueblos so that local Navajos could watch such travel without being seen. Surrounding hilltops provided views of the terrain that the ancient trails cross. Education. The Bureau of Indian Education BIA-affiliated tribal K-6 school Wide Ruin Community School is in the community. Sanders Unified School District is a local school district.